admittedly, the first issue of Absolute Superman, in my opinion, was not great. The art was okay, but overall, I just wasn't digging the story at all. So I thought, okay, by the second issue, it may have a little more meat on the bone to work with, if you want to put it that way. So we could say, well, all right, this is something that's actually happening, so we could see what's going on with it here and there. All right. And then we get to Absolute Superman number 2, and it's basically Lois Lane reporter who isn't really a reporter but is a reporter. Yeah, it doesn't make sense, does it? But let's dive into this. So it starts off where it ended. Well, actually, that's some stuff with Krypton at the beginning, but I really couldn't care less because it wasn't interesting at all. We start off where it ended last time. Lois Lane handcuffs Superman, and she's working for Lazarus, and she's telling him, get on your knees, you're being detained by the authority of Lazarus Corp. On your damn knees now. And my thing of so why I am confused by this is exactly why are they trying to arrest Superman? What exactly did he do? That's the big thing. Yeah, what exactly did he do? All he did was go into the mine and mine the diamonds. He did in a couple minutes what it would have taken your workers to, probably days, if not weeks to do. He did in a couple minutes. And apparently he's done it in other places, and that's why you want to arrest him, because he did the work quickly. I mean, it'd be one thing if they came and they were trying to recruit him for something, but they straight up want to arrest him for doing the job well. I'm really not sure what it is going on here, and it's never really explained. She just shows up there and she wants to arrest him. And he's trying to go because he can't get the cuffs off and stuff and I think, and she's just constantly shooting him in the face. Honestly, she's just constantly shooting him in the face. I told this is like put your hand behind your back. Like I don't get it. So the suit tries to get the cuffs off, but that isn't working. More soldiers show, I think you call them soldiers, but like mercenaries for this Lazarus show up there. And again, why they all want to arrest him, I don't know. He didn't do anything wrong. Because it would have been one thing if it is, he was going to these different places that Lazarus has things, see how people are being exploited and saving them and shutting down these evil corporations and stuff. That would be something. Then you'd have a reason to come and say, well, okay, we're going to try and take this guy to custody because he's disrupting our business and we're evil, so we're doing that. But all he's done is do your work for you better and faster, and that seems to be reason enough to want to literally, I don't know, arrest him or kill him. And when a bunch of these mercenaries show up now, they're all there about let her go scumbag, suspect is resisting arrest. He's attacking did you hear that? He said he's gonna hurt her, and then they just light his ass up and just open fire, basically going to kill Lois Lane as well. I mean, that should tell you right then and there that you should really in need of a career change, but whatever. And then we get the Dust of Krypton cape, right? It literally comes out of the suit and it actually is dust. It just looks like a cape, but it's dust, right? And he's using this thing to protect Lois Lane, and grateful as she is, she's shooting him in the face while he's doing it. Yes, that's the way this is going. And then he tells us, stop doing that, and she's, oh, so now you're talking to me? Like, He's literally trying to save your life, you moron, and you're shooting him in the face. So whatever. So he decides it's time to take off, flying. You understand me? And she's there dangling while the dust of Krypton carries her along because she put on some handcuffs on him and she handcuffed herself to him and apparently isn't smart enough to take out the keys to get it off or something like that. I don't know. He's dragging her along while they're just zipping through the air and literally the the same mercenaries are there and they're firing missiles at them which would literally kill Lois Lane. And they're like, no problem with that. Let's just blow her out of the sky with him. And they end up crashing into this town. And he saves her again, even though she still hasn't taken out the cuffs or anything like that. And while he saves her from this thing, because he protected her and all of that, she shoots him in the face again. So it's coming so freaking annoying. It's not even funny. At this point, she want to take her arm off and be done with it. Because this is like the third or fourth time she shot him in the face while he's been trying to save her life. But whatever. And she's still trying to get Lazarus to come, but the suit is jamming her transmissions and all of that. And and then it becomes Lois Lane reporter. At that point, it just becomes Lois Lane reporter because he says, I just saved your life several times and you want to arrest me for it? And she's, no, you willfully endangered my life by trying to escape lawful custody, which you're not going to do. How is Lazarus Corporation lawful custody? Is it lawful to force people to work in mines? I don't understand how this works and nothing's been explained, but okay. And then she continues on. You endangered everyone by being whatever the hell it is you are. What are you? Just another he's just another child of the dirt trying to get by. And she's right. So you're a hippie who's bulletproof and can jump really far. Is it the suit that makes you special? Who's Saul? People have a right to know. This is classic Lois Lane reporter, but they just give her a buzz cut and some military outfit. That is it. And then he is back on this one. Since when does Lazarus Corp give a damn about anyone's rights? We're all just a bunch of livestock to people like you. And you don't know any people like me, sunshine, believe me. And he's arrogant, cares only about herself, angry at anyone you think isn't as smart as you, which is usually everyone who opens their mouth in your vicinity. You're everything that's wrong with your planet. And she's my planet, huh? And then the suit tells him, stop talking, Kal-El, stop talking right now. And she's not worth talking to anyway. Will you get these cuffs off already? And she's, so what's your planet? I tell you, this is basically Lois Lane reporter. And this is just, Lois Lane meets Superman, and Superman thinks she's a know-it-all, but they kind of have a kind of attraction to each other while stuck in this crazy situation. And of course, while they're yapping away, Lazarus shows up to try and blow them up again. Because that's what these people apparently do. Superman picks up a car, throws it at them, blows up this flying tank, because this is the most ridiculous thing I've seen, a flying tank, which crashes into a building, and then he realizes he has to go and save them. And the cape is called the Sunstone Dust, right? And he goes to save the people and them, and she wants to go in there with him and stuff to save them, and she's giving this report and all of this stuff and thing talking about. My first thought was that it had to be the suit, but while the subject's advanced battle suit does display otherworldly properties, possibly including some level of sentience, after direct observation, this agent can say with profound certainty, it isn't the suit. This Superman is plenty super all on his own. The full extent of subject's powers remains uncharted. It is my impression that even he does not fully understand the limits of his abilities. And if this is all relatively new to him as well, in some ways, Superman is very much still a boy, one who hasn't yet fully deciphered who he is. In other ways, he is every bit a man with an ethos that seems unshakable. And you see him coming out, the dust of Krypton, his cape is carrying out some people while he's holding some and she's holding a child and they're walking out of this fire all triumphantly and stuff. I don't know. And then he's telling them it's okay, don't be afraid of the dust, it can treat your wounds. And then she goes on, subject switches from a shy, soft spoken demeanor to a more confident, commanding presence depending on circumstance, without either facet coming across as an affection, as an affectation. This feels like a man who cannot help but be earnest. And the dust, very dust treats wounds. So he's leaving alien dust on them to treat their wounds and get into their bloodstream. Yeah, that seems perfectly safe. Okay. He continues on, who could never lie even if he needed to. We know from the other sightings that he has traveled the globe. He speaks multiple languages, but somehow he still has the air of a lost child on a life in some way of a life in some way interrupted, of a son without a home. A deep mistrust of authority seems ingrained. Suspect will prove quite difficult to coerce or apprehend. Despite repeated attempts, this agent never really had a chance. Suggested course of action, further study, intense study. I hereby formally request a full-time Superman assignment. Agent Lane's private notes, he smelled like oak barrels full of burgundy, stored for 1,000 years in a musty basement. He smelled amazing. I'm telling you, this is just Lois Lane writing an article for the Daily Planet while throwing in how much she enjoyed smelling him. It's this book. The problem with this book is that it's trying to take itself too seriously without understanding it does not need to take itself too seriously. It just needs to have a decent story and just be good fun, and that will make it be serious. But it's trying to be something it's not, and it's not adding up, because this is the second issue, and you basically have Lois Lane shooting him in the face repeatedly before helping him save people from the very corporation that she is working for, who have no problem murdering these people left, right, and center, while she's literally writing an article for the Daily Planet, but they turn it into some kind of field report kind of thing. It's just not making sense. That is all. And then of course, they have the little flirting back and forth, all of this and all of that, whatnot and the other. And then she's all, wait, don't just let me, and he takes off flying, because you clearly see these two having a moment, a mutual kind of attraction thing. Because this is just basically Lois Lane meets Superman for the first time, but they just have it being done in Brazil with a slight twist, but it's still what it is. That's it. That is it. And then she goes back to give she report to the Lazarus thing, which looks suspiciously like Brainiac. You even see Bottle City, a candle, and other things there. It's clearly that what that is. And that's it. She gives some report, and then the thing is talking about how he can be controlled, but he can't be controlled, so he needs to be terminated and all this nonsense. And then that's it. And then she's there writing this report, and the superior is saying how she doesn't like to write reports, and nobody hates writing reports more than you. And she's about, I know this one just feels different. And she's not, it's important I get my thoughts down accurately, my thoughts, not brainiacs. And then it's just like, well, I don't know what you've done with Lois Lane, but whoever you are, good luck to you. And she's writing this report there because that's what it is. We go back to see another thing at Krypton there, and there Jor-El and Lara trying to build something because they know Krypton's going to end, but nobody really cares at that point. And then next, when you do see Superman, he's heading to Venezuela, right? He's literally heading to Venezuela to go and do more stuff. And Lois Lane is still typing up a report, and she's, damn, that actually felt good. And they're written by Lois Lane, because this is just Lois Lane reporter. That's all this book is. All this book is Lois Lane reporter. Then at the end, you get some Lazarus agents who apparently have lost their flicking mind, and one decides to just, murder a bunch of innocent people. And that's it. I'm sorry, but this book, apart from the art not being bad, this book is not going over well at all. And I can understand why a lot of people are just not digging Absolute Superman. It does not add up to what it's trying to do. It tries to take itself way too seriously without actually having a serious story to tell. It's throwing together a bunch of stuff and hoping nobody realizes that it's just circling the drain somewhere out there. I don't know. Jason Aaron thought he was doing something really fantastic with, but it's just not working out, in my opinion. My final review for Absolute Superman #2, I will give this 1 out. I just don't see it being all that exciting, to be honest with you. This was just Lois Lane reporter. That's it. But waiting until we get 3 chapters of all of them, and then I will give my regards as to how all of these Absolute books are shaping up so far with 3 chapters here. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. If you have a different opinion, I'd love to hear it. If you like it, hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Ring the notification bell to be notified every time I put out a new video. And I shall see you all next time. Take care.